Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the finals, the culmination of Evie's Winter Classic here. My name is Evan Rayner, or Rain Day, and of course, this is Makiii, Hi-Rez, pretty hair. We'll be your casters for the action today. I didn't call you Slick Nick the Ruler today.
No, not today.
I didn't.
Not yet.
I'm letting
Maybe
that
we'll
catch
get there.
on. If you guys want to do it, you could do it. But today, we got a lot more
Beam me up,
things
fam.
to take a look at because this is the final. Like I said, the culmination. We've been working so hard for this. All of the players have been playing in the open bracket to face off against the big boys today, and that's exactly why you're here watching both on Twitch and on YouTube. And because you're watching, we want to give some things to you for this holiday season. We've already got giveaways going on in Paladins. You're getting free crystals and gold. But today, if you want to win 800 crystals, you can go ahead and enter the link that is in your Twitch chat. All you have to do is type !giveaway, and that will bring up the link for everybody to use. You don't have to type it anymore about that, and you just click on that link and enter your info. And on YouTube, you just can't do that. You have to go and take the link and put it in your browser. It's very complicated, Nick. It's a lot of work.
I'm out.
But if you can manage it, Nick, don't wait. We'll work through this, buddy. We'll get it going. And you put that in your browser and you enter it there. So you got to copy paste on YouTube, and you can actually go and click it directly there on Twitch. But besides that, guys, not only are we giving things actively away, passively.
More free stuff?
Just by what? More free stuff. Just by watching, you are going to be able to gain loot. That's right. If you link your Hi-Rez and Twitch accounts to watch the Evie's Winter Classic, you will have a chance to receive in-game Paladins rewards. This is a great opportunity for you to head to hirezstudios.com/link and make sure that you are set up for the future for these events so that just by watching and supporting Hi-Rez and Paladins Esports, you, the viewer, are rewarded as well.
So that's going to do it for all the free stuff today. We're going to go ahead and get into the brackets and break down just what we're going to be watching exactly here today while you're off linking your account and listen to this. The first matchup today will be from the quarterfinals. We're taking a step back in the bracket as we do have more teams here today that we want to watch. MoosePorts versus Asterix will be the first matchup of the day, but that's not all that we're going to watch from the quarterfinals. We will also be spectating Team Viral versus a Team Has No Name down there in the bottom of the bracket. But enough about that. Let's head over to the map screen to see where this first series will unfold.
Beautiful. Here, Timber Mill being banned out, as well as Frog Isle, and MoosePorts versus Asterix will take their first game on Serpent Beach. The new visual update added to that map, making it more of a night theme. This is going to be a great one to watch. And, man, I'm excited to get this action rolling, Nick. I'm sure everyone is waiting with bated breath to see exactly how this weekend turns out.
Yep, so MoosePorts going to be one of the, I believe they came in second in EU for the open bracket. Asterix narrowly made the cut, as we did take 5 teams from the open bracket as opposed to 4, because we had one of our EU champion circuit teams disband, unable to retain that majority 3 out of 5 of their roster.
That's right, and as we've seen so typically yesterday when you and myself were casting ESL with Fox Tempest, you see Evie selected as the first pick for MoosePorts, a highly valued blaster, providing the AoE damage and so much mobility. But on the side of Asterix, they counter with double tanks.
They do, snagging that Fernando Makiii early. I'd like to see the response with the Drogos on MoosePorts. That was a pick that was doing very well for itself yesterday. Barrick, I believe in one of the compositions that Barrick was played against Fernando Makiii did okay. If you just get these wreckers online early with these Drogos, the Evie, those high-hitting base scaling champions,
absolutely,
you'll be able to tear through those shields in round 2. They're going to look like wet paper towels.
Absolutely, and you see here the next front line that you have to anticipate MoosePorts grabbing would be Barrick here, rather than Ruckus. And so that's going to mean that Ying, talk about those early game healers, she really is a threat until you can get that Cauterize up and online. She and Barrick could be a really good combination here for MoosePorts to pick up, but it looks like the Ruckus being hovered over, Nick, and because of Serpent Beach, the nature of this map, I can actually get down with this Ruckus pick.
Yeah, maybe it's a little vulnerable for me, depending on how Asterix play this. Very easily hooked target. Fernando can kind of hold down the point. When you have 2 strong frontliners like Asterix do, it gives the freedom to kind of run around the map. One of them can hold down the point, and the other frontliner has such a strong presence in the team fight, controlling the space around the front.
And there's so many good places for Buck as well. We mentioned him, the last flanker to be picked up, the high health pool, kind of very mobile, damaging flank route, and he has a lot of areas to move around here at Serpent Beach. So let's get into the action. Without further ado, MoosePorts coming at you on the left-hand side of your screen. Second will be playing Maldamba, Makiii on the Drogos, Waters on the Ruckus. He's had a lot of success on Ruckus in his past. WesTo will be on Cassie, and Sorsa will be on Evie.
For Asterix today, Sive 8 will be taking up arms as the Godslayer and Droxus. Stryver are going to be on Buck, edigard on Shaolin, Rifty on Makiii, and GodWillKill will be playing Fernando.
I can't tell whether it's synergy or it's a bit of irony there that the Godslayer and GodWillKill happen to be on the same team this match, but either way, they'll be looking to work together to take this first objective. A huge flank comes out from the boys of Asterix, and they're already pressured out by the Evie, who spots it out. Waters up on the top here, playing the Ruckus, trying to zone out with a ton of damage. And first blood already to Sorsa. Evie is doing work, and this Drogos is helping out. WesTo takes down the Makiii, and so that big front line is proving to be no match for all of the damage and all of the flankers. Little Fernando, left by his lonesome, is not going to be enough to compete against this threat.
Great positioning coming out from Waters there on the Ruckus. He took to the high ground immediately. He stayed away from the Makiii hook for a time. He did get hooked off of the high ground, but it gave his team time to buy picks. They shoot through the shields a little bit from the high ground. It was overall really good, playing to Ruckus's strength and not getting in too close too quickly against this strong double front line coming out of Asterix.
Speaking of strong double front lines, Makiii looking to apply some pressure, but gets juked out by the Evie, but her time could be at an end. It doesn't matter because her time has been well valued and well used. That gives the capture objective to MoosePorts after there is almost zero contest coming out from the side of Asterix, and Waters continues to be healed by the Maldamba and stay alive. A nice emitter,
nice.
What a bait. Gets the ultimate bait off of to the ultimate baiter, and does not survive, but a great play so far by MoosePorts to take the lead.
Stun, not going to come out there. Sive 8 going to pick up second before he's able to get that done. Fire spit pressure has been pretty big so far. They're forced to kind of clump up Fernando and Makiii, so they're always taking that constant, ever-present 1,000 damage. Great poke coming out from Sorsa as well. Just trying to buy time, maybe get a nice pick or two before his respawns come back through. Buck getting a little bit caught out. Waters going to be able to punish him for that one. No one really wants to win. That is what I'm scared of, though. The planted against the Ruckus. He needs to be careful about when he uses his repulsor field combo. That is going to be his main way of surviving through that onslaught from Shaolin.
And the way Waters is playing, he's so advanced in terms of his position, pun intended, that he's actually not near that objective, which is going to give him the opportunity to mitigate that damage. So the way he's been playing now, more of a flanking Ruckus, providing so much pressure, and as the game goes on, those Havens will start to make an impact, as well as those Wreckers on that shield of his as emitter now, giving him health and giving him so much survivability. But you know who can't survive? That's Sive 8 after the pressure from Sorsa. A nice dodge roll from Cassie. She's looking to find the Shaolin. He pops the Heat Haze, goes into the ultimate, and now they're looking to make an aggression. Asterix here looking to hold strong with 56 seconds on the point.
See, this is what I'm talking about right now. We see Makiii holding down the front line. Meanwhile, Fernando is free to just sit on the back line. He's so tough to bring down for a lot of these characters, especially when he's in your face. It's a lot of pressure. His damage isn't super scary, but it's just over time how long he can stick to you and how free he is to do that with this composition out of Asterix. 35 seconds remaining. All 5 members are coming back for MoosePorts strong, but it's going to be a tough defense to break.
And is that partly due to the fact that Asterix has found themselves very grouped up, and MoosePorts now, without the capture objective as kind of their home base, where do we stay, are a little bit spread out? The Sorsa's doing her job, doing the flanks, Waters getting away from his Maldamba healing. That could be the result of why, you know, Fernando is looking so strong here in general. But all the while, a lot of ultimates used, and this looks to be a party that both teams don't want to go home empty-handed from.
I'd like to see a little bit more trigger discipline in terms of these ultimates. They're all flying out. These aren't great fights. There are a lot of picks that have already happened. Both the offense and the defense have looking like they can hold this as a defense. I wouldn't pop this. It doesn't look very promising. They're laying everything on the table right now. They're really wanting to commit for this.
And they did. They got one. That was a Ruckus Hexifier, and you know what? That could have been very helpful next point, but now that is going to be completely wasted, as Nick was mentioning so appropriately. All of these key resources used, and there's zero payoff.
Yeah, I'm not a fan about that. I think that might be a little bit of the inexperience showing, or just maybe they're antsy. There's a lot on the line. This is where the cash prizing starts to come in. These teams are fighting for that real-life cash money at this point, and they've really put it all on the line so early. There wasn't really a reason to take the risk. The payload wasn't necessarily that close to where one fight would have necessarily won them that conversion. But as we head into the second round, we'll take a look. Level 2 Havens across the board for MoosePorts. made it a pretty easy decision as all of Asterix is direct damage based. A little bit more variation on the side of Asterix. We see 3 cauterized ones, a record 2 on Rifty, and 2 master ridings, 1 for the Shaolin and 1 for the Fernando.
That's huge, too, as well. It does open up Cybait's Accursed Arm to do some work. You think about these 2,000 health champions. Talk about Sorsa. 2 shots from the Accursed Arm. That's going to kill her. But now, if she would have had blast shields, she would have been able to save her life there, only mitigating it to 1,600, excuse me. But so many ultimates here. The Accursed Arm doing work itself. Second gets slayed by Cyb8, the young Androxus player. But Cyb8 finds his death thanks to Makiii. And Sorsa, WesTo, and Waters are doing that familiar thing right now, putting Asterix under too much pressure.
Double kill for Waters, heading back to the point. Only 21% captured in the meantime for Asterix, now north of 30. MoosePorts have the Evie. They have Sorsa to move out and zone, get all these characters dismounted, these master ridings. She wants to take them, make that a dead item. Fernando spotting out that flank. Here's both frontliners, though. Not going to take that poke from that extra damage cannon shot, though. All the respawns are here, but the flank is very, very much spotted out.
And there's Waters. He's get pulled out by the Makiii. The emitter is popped, and we'll save him for just a bit, but Cyb8 is on the tail. He immediately stops firing, doesn't want that to come right back at him in the form of a reversal, but Sorsa is there, and he's got spotted out by Cyb8. Sorsa gets a double kill. He's looking to find one more. It's the Androxus who's going to finish him off, though, and Cyb8 takes down the Winter Witch in her own classic, but Waters is there to back her up and give her the type of replenishment that his team needs. Overtime is ticking on the clock now, and look at the shield melting off of the Fernando, and as it ticks away again, it's going to be MoosePorts with the capture.
Moving forward now, almost has the Hexafire charged. Just great overall. I think a lot of that came down to Sorsa zoning, gave them a lot of time to spot out the flanks. Some poke came out as well, softened up Asterix before they really got back to the point. This Ruckus is a very momentum-based pick, so right now they're keeping the momentum going. See, look at how far away from the payload he is out zoning. He's looking to keep the pressure on. He never wants to take that full 5v5. Ruckus does a lot better when you can't burst him down.
That's right.
And he can just mitigate a lot of damage over a long period of time, and they're playing this comp very, very well.
Wow, the planet still keeps him alive, but that was a fantastic play, and all the damage from Waters and from Cassie. I mean, which Haven can you mitigate? All of a sudden, there's just not enough. They're coming from so many different sources, so silent, so consistent. Waters letting the Makiii not even out of his base here. The aggression from the Ruckus player on the side of MoosePorts is just paying so many dividends, and then he's getting backed up then again and again by the Evie, by the Jogos. A Dragon Punch is initiated, and he's looking for a target. They want to keep the pressure on, and they found it. The buck goes down, and so dragons fly in the air, and it seems like there is nobody who can clip their wings, and all of a sudden Asterix, with a bit of a bright light there, getting a kill onto second.
This is a very momentum-based comp. Like we mentioned, Cyb8 realizes this. He wants to cut the fruit out of the tree, taking down that healer immediately, cutting off the sustain options for MoosePorts, and just like that, all of their momentum comes to a grinding halt.
And that's going to be important now because there's still a minute on the clock, and because they pushed so far, this time is something they don't have to rush. They know they just need one nice play. They can poke for 30 seconds or so before they make their strong push. Heck, they could poke for 45 seconds if they want to, but it looks like it's going to come right away. The Ancient Rage is baited out, but guess what? Waters is going to help find nothing because him and his teammates will be pushed back thanks to the Ancient Rage from Makiii. Second and WesTo will go down. And like I said, with 30 seconds still on the clock, they have the potential to re-aggress and poke and give some time for their teammates to get back in this fight.
Dragon Punch is already online, and here it's going to come through. Already 2 picks in this fight. Fernando Immortal is going to be forced out. It's buying the time it needs, though. That was a very high-value Immortal right there. Those 4 seconds are going to be clutch. The fire spits are big, though. That could be enough to clean up Fernando, and it will be. 7 seconds remain. Going to buy some time with reversal, and the reinforcements are starting to arrive.
Can the hook do enough? He gets one, but he can't finish him off. Cyb8 goes down, and Sorsa slays edigard, and so Rifty falls to the dragon. He gets the better end of that trade, and it's overtime, and this means so much. Sorsa goes on zoning duty and leaves Ruckus and the rest of the band to finish things up for this final potential push. They want it. They need to go 3-1 up here. It gives them such a huge advantage. A double kill from Ruckus. He's looking for a triple. He got it. Can he get the quadra kill? Waters going in. WesTo takes the last one, but MoosePorts go up altogether 3-1 in this contest.
Ruckus winning against Fernando and Makiii. Did you ever think you'd see the day?
I don't think no, absolutely not.
To be fair, MoosePorts is playing this very expertly. We keep saying momentum, but that is really the name of the game here. You cannot allow this push to get stopped to a halt, you need something like a Dragon Punch to get it going again. But once you see the Ruckus, once it gets rolling there, the constant pressure, these tanks are poked out almost to half HP there. You can see 70,000 damage.
Wow.
He's keeping up with the Drogos. Makii's hitting multi-target fire spits every single time, and this Ruckus is keeping up. So good on them to keep that momentum high.
Drogos is dead, Nick. We all know that.
You're right.
So it's really just, you know, that's fake stats right there. We need to send a bug report again because Drogos is somehow still performing at a high level on these maps. And just that fire spit, it's so damaging. You can expect to see one here. The shields are still up, so he might be biding his time and waiting for the perfect moment. And there it is.
Cleared out.
So much damage. They knew that was coming, and look at how much spread that has. That wasn't an ultimate. That was a right click and a left click from one champion that forced all of that aggression. Nice shots by Makiii, and he is playing his champion to perfection here. The Dragon is truly ruling the skies.
So Asterix really just kind of predictably walked almost all 5 members onto the point there. Their shields get chewed through and almost immediately. Like we said, those record 2s, when those get online, it's not going to be good for these shields. Hexafire absolutely ripping through Shell Shield right now, but it will stop there. The rest of Asterix has turned their sights to the point, but for what?
Makiii with a double, Makiii with a triple. Ruckus hits a Hexafire up on top, and Sorsa slays Stryver at the end. Overtime ticking away, but this turtle ain't gonna be able to do nothing about that, and that's gonna be the game. MoosePorts clean that one up real quick and give themselves a 1-0 advantage in this set. Unbelievable plays.
42-5.
Man.
Waters on the record. What a player, man. 2,300
Yeah, he's
credits.
good, man.
The highest by far in this game. 400 above his Cassie WesTo. Sneaking in 1910 there, 70,000 damage. Just so much damage. I feel like there's no mitigation tracking stat for Waters, but he was able to mitigate a ton. Almost as much, rivaling Makiii even.
That's pretty impressive. Waters, we've seen him not only on this Ruckus, but, you know, on Shaolin's. We've seen him on different champions on Grok. Waters definitely making a name for himself here, pulling out these different champions, having a diversity in his champion pool, and really showing that he is a valuable asset to this team. Ruckus solo tanking against Makiii and Fernando. Never thought we'd see the day. Let's go over to the maps and see exactly where we'll be playing in this second game. And a quick reminder, this is best of 3, Nick. So that means this could be it.
This could be it. Moose go up 1-0 on Serpent Beach. Critically acclaimed favorite map of the competitive scene. Jaguar Falls going to be next up, receiving that visual update on the PTS, which is now live. After this, you should go hang out, play. I'm sure Evan and I will be on there later today. But for now, we've got more competition to be seen. We're going to head into the champion draft, see what Asterix can do to respond here.
If they can do anything, that was a dominating performance and a definite draft. They didn't think they would be outpicked and outplayed, I think, as a result of that draft. It just doesn't look on paper as if it's that amazing, yet they played to such an incredible strength with that I think this meta is seeing a bit of a shift here. And I don't know, it's going to be the team who can really adapt best. It's going to dominate.
Things are different now.
Nice adaptation already, though, man. Fernando is picked up, but instead of Makiii, they take the Evie away from Sorsa on MoosePorts.
Yep, MoosePorts have the chance to take the Androxus away from Cyb 8. We know loves to play that. They're taking their time with these. Going to grab the Makiii. That's going to be a smart pickup. I'd like to see the Androxus taken away from Cyb 8 personally, but it will be the Drogos. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Definitely the case there, leading the damage charts by a mile. So much point pressure. Asterix now have the chance to respond. Androxus is a great pick up to this Drogos, but I don't know. What else can they bring to the table? They're going to be the Maldamba picked up 4th.
And this could force another Ruckus. I think Shaolin is a potential here to get some Haven damage with Cassie, but he's okay on this map. He's not amazing. The Ying looks to be what they're going for here, hovering over the healer with the mobility, obviously the illusions, the clones that she can deploy and shatter. And Buck actually picked up for MoosePorts. So they head away from the Ruckus, and it does leave open the Bomb King for Asterix. So maybe feeling they didn't have as much point pressure as they wanted. Those Grumpy Bombs, that King Bomb, looking to threaten MoosePorts, just kind of sitting on that point.
Yeah, Shaolin could have been potentially another good answer, especially to Buck. In terms of being leaped on. Bomb King does okay for himself in terms of self-heal with Poppy Bomb, but Buck definitely going to be able to pressure him out. It's really kind of the best target. Maldamba's likely to be right on Fernando's tail. He'll have that sort of peel. But getting into game number 2, MoosePorts second will be on Ying this time. Sorsa on Buck. Waters on Cassie. That's dangerous. WesTo on Makiii and Makiii on Drogos once again.
And Asterix will feature Rifty on Bomb King. GodWillKill will be on Fernando. Shaders will be on the Moldamba. Side 8 will be on the Godslayer Androxus, and edigard will be on the Evie.
So taking their time with some of these item picks. Sorsa going straight into that Cauterize, so he's going to be looking probably not to pick up the Moldamba. I would think the Bomb King would be his target at this point, but Bomb King can be so dangerous. He can blow through that 3,000 HP quicker. The reason I say that is because Cauterize doesn't do a ton if Moldamba is going to be your main target. Moldamba isn't great at healing himself. He needs to kind of supplement that sort of playstyle with a loadout choice.
Absolutely. Moldamba is going to be that guy keeping everyone else alive and just doing it from the back line. So we don't see a lot of aggressive Moldamba plays. And look at this. First blood already on to Sorsa with the buck. The adjustment has not benefited Team MoosePorts. In fact, it's gone all the way of Asterix. 30% on the capture objective means they are in a healthy lead, and they've barely fought. A first blood for them as well will give the lead and credits to that team. So now 60% on the clock. The Grumpy Bomb zoning the entire 5 members of them, and now the Eevee looking to get into the back line. This is not looking good here. All that damage coming out from Asterix.
3 people with that Ice Staff shot. Wasn't obviously all direct impacts, but that definitely making an impact. Makiii swinging 2 kills the way of MoosePorts. 81% on the capture point for Asterix. They're trying to pick it up. Fernando's going to go down, and MoosePorts are now back in control.
Now, this is an important issue. 84%, meaning 1 retake, is going to give them the opportunity to close things out. So Asterix looking to get themselves onto the point without taking too much damage, and MoosePorts looking to zone the heck out of this opportunity. If they can do it, they can secure themselves an objective despite failing so much of that initial fight. And here is Fernando jumping right on the point, but getting hooked right back off. Hits the ledge, though, so he will stay on. Fantastic news for the Fernando as he gets to stay near his healing for the Moldamba. But Moldamba is going down very low, and here's what's important. He's going to secure the death there with the hook. 96% tied with both of them, and now it's Buck looking for targets. GodWillKill is so low. I don't see him getting out of this one. He needs to contest the objective, so that's where he goes, but it ends up costing his life, and without that big frontline presence and WesTo pulling out Side 8 on the Androxus, it looks to me like MoosePorts will clean this up.
Here comes the Ice Storm trying as a last-ditch effort. That overtime is starting to tick quicker and quicker. Moldamba's here. Sliv is going to be good across the point. Since he wasn't targetable, that didn't reset the overtime, and it's going to tick through. I want to shout out WesTo real quick, though, for keeping his Drogos alive post-Dragon Punch there with the Shell Shield. Shelf spin over to him, bails him out. Makiii gets to stay in the fight as Drogos continuing to drop fire spits on the point. Beautiful synergy coming out from MoosePorts.
And just, you see Asterix, they love to group behind that Fernando shield, and now, you know, fire spits just making them pay for it again and again. A Grumpy Bomb will secure the kill from second. No amount of damage mitigation will help you survive. That's done with 5 members shooting at you. The Immortal comes out, and it will save the lives of Androxus and Fernando at this point in time, and let the Godslayers escape into the skies. Waters, however, gets a double kill. Makiii finishes off 1 as well on the Side 8, and this push could easily continue now with the Fernando looking dead to rights.
I need to see Side 8 make the adjustment here to take out Makiii in the sky. It's the best pick on the side of Asterix to take out the Drogos. He needs to step up and do it. He cannot allow Makiii to just go freely, ripping open the damage charts again this game. Get up into the air, get in his face, throw some of those fire spits back at him.
Fantastic play, too. Waters is just going in. Like you mentioned, Nick, you know, you were scared of Waters being on this Cassie. He's just shown to be so good. And again, showing his champion pool diversity. Plays the Cassie, hits some sick combos. The Makiii saves him, but it just doesn't work out because he was too low. The Dragon's Punch trying to connect, and it does. So clutch by Makiii to pick up the frontline tank. And now it is not looking good for the boys of Asterix on this defense. The Fire Spit could secure it, and it doesn't need to, though. Second gets the kill on the Ying. A perfect spot for the healer to pick up that kill. Fantastic confirmation there by the support. And finally, you see Fire Spit just doing so much work again. This Makiii pick, this Dragon has been so effective in determining where these fights are going. A hook is available. He misses it, though. Looks like he was trying to hook some invisible target there.
WesTo actually like headbutted that Grumpy Bomb away from the payload there, saving a lot of pressure from his teammates. Still has the Ancient Rager. This is still looking good for a potential conversion for MoosePorts.
Yeah, and absolutely, MoosePorts want to get this in, Nick. It gives a 2-0 start, which means even if they lose next round and are able to defend, they will be at a 3-1 advantage going into round 3, and that is so important.
They're in a really, really good spot here. 4 blast shields coming out. Really want to respect the Bomb King, the Evie, the Fernando damage, all of that. And even the Accursed Arm, the Blast Shield will help to mitigate that. So a pretty easy decision once again for MoosePorts. The only one going Haven this time will be WesTo, taking a lot of pressure from Side8. I guess he feels. I would love to see Side8, you know, just targeting out Makiii. And he was doing that a little bit in those last fights, but his team, MoosePorts, is making the adjustments they need to keep Makiii alive. They realize how important it is. He's coming out with the morale boost. He's doing a good job using his Dragon Punches pretty liberally to actually leverage this. Sometimes it's frustrating to see teammates buy this sort of thing and then hold their Dragon Punch for the entire round. It's an ultimate that charges very quickly, especially when you land your rockets and 3-man fire spits as often as Makiii does.
This is huge, though. They start off the fight killing the support, so that means no sustain here for MoosePorts. Despite getting a kill in response, they have absolutely no way to stay alive in this fight, and it looks like Side8 will get the kill on the WesTo, but Makiii comes in again to save the day and slay Side8, giving his team a bit of a consolation prize after losing thanks to that nice King Bomb ultimate. And Nick, that seems like what they were going for with this Bomb King pick.
Yeah, there's going to be in the back line now. Sorsa's under pressure. The recovery's going to be good. Heal him up, a Yin clone as well. No cauterized pressure. Here comes the Ice Storm, though. One well-timed shot, and he will take down the Evie. That one's credited over to second. Waters will fall, though. Side8 having the potential with Waters down to go big in this fight.
Second, not just healing, he's looking to finish off kills. I love that mentality from the support. Always aware of who can he finish off, who can he help, where does that damage go, and he's using that mirror to his optimum effectiveness. This is not going to look good for Makiii. He elects not to Ancient Rage, Nick, and I think they know the fact is, even if they lose this point and they defend, they are going to be in a great position next round. That's exactly what happens. They lose the objective capture. Asterix get themselves on the board and make it a 2-1 game.
I would actually wager that WesTo just didn't get the Ancient Rage off in time. That seemed like a pretty damn good situation in which to use it. You know, you never want to give Asterix an opportunity to come back in the game. There are a lot of ultimates on the board. Illusory Rift going to come out right now. It's a nice hook onto Fernando to get them the initial pick they need in this fight.
This fight is, again, looking more like a brawl now. The nice immunity from the Slither with Maldamba will allow him to escape just for a moment, but not too much longer than that. Good reactions by Waters. Doesn't hit the soaring Evie, but he does pick up a double kill for himself in the process. With 1 minute and 46 seconds on the clock, Nick, it's looking like Asterix found a bit of rhythm there. The King Bomb ultimate really turned things around, and I think it's going to be up on the Bomb King's shoulders here to make a huge impact in this game.
19 streak for Makiii right now. He's going to provide some serious ultimate charge for whoever takes him down. Cough, cough, Side8, get on that. Dragon Punch is going to be available as well. Here comes the Grumpy Bomb out to stun. No picks as of yet. Both teams are still feeling each other out.
Look at this, though. Sorsa coming in from behind. Him and Waters doing the double flank here. This could be a lot of damage. Waters misses 2 after the disengage. Not what he wanted to see. Buckwild's available, but who will get the finishing kill? Sorsa and GodWillKill go down, but finally, GodWillKill takes down Sorsa with the damage over time. That extra 100 health he just didn't have to survive that. And so Makiii on a 23 streak here and a Dragon Punch in hand is looking unstoppable. And Nick, with blast shields in his kit, it seems like he's more worried about edigard and the Bomb King rather than Side8.
Yeah, it would seem
he's
that
double
way.
blast
He just has to respect the amount of blast damage potentially. Fernando, Bomb King, the Accursed Arm, and the Evie are all major sources of damage. You know, Maldama's probably not going to be in a Drogos' face too much. So it's just a factor of numbers. It's just raw math at that point.
That's right. So Ancient Rage comes out now. As we were mentioning, he's going to survive and look to swing in the air. A large hitbox. And he's going to pull the Androxus back down. This one swing needs to be timed perfectly, and it is. WesTo gets the kill onto Side8. Now as the fight continues, the Gore drops down, and the Turtle is standing on it, so that will not help his life. But you know what will? It'll be the Evie, who stayed alive long enough to keep WesTo in the fight. But Makiii has been uncontested this entire time. Dragon Punch doesn't seem to be needed here, as he's helped to clean everybody up in this fight. Fire Spit should do it, and that will eliminate GodWillKill. And as we anticipated, 3-1 is the scoreline after a successful defense. Game potentially over for MoosePorts if they win this one.
Like you mentioned, benefiting from that defense point going to be so big for them. Leading the damage chart, 75,000 damage, 20,000 above the next closest contender. Side8 on the Androxus, struggling to keep up right now. Everyone's struggling to keep up. Cauterize 3 on Sorsa, Cauterize 2 on WesTo, Master Riding, morale boost across the board. A late Chronos coming out from Shatters. GodWillKill picking up that Master Riding as well. Edigard going for the Kronos late as well. Cybe8 getting that Haven 3 off immediately. So he is worried about all that burst damage coming up following those Makiii hooks. And that could be why he's struggling as well. If WesTo's hitting consistent hooks, it's going to make it very, very tough for Cybe8 to do his job, take down Makiii, and command the skies.
That's absolutely true. And so now MoosePorts elect to take that kind of position on the point initially. And the Dragon Punch comes out. The Immortal, will it be available to use? It's not. It got 13 kills in a row, but will he go down? Finally, Makiii, 140 health in the air, finally goes down. 25 streak is over. And this is actually a big deal because Cybe8 got all of that. And now he's back to base without a chance to use all of that extra ultimate charge in this crucial, possibly end fight, ultimate, end of the game point fight. And so that ultimate not available yet, but it is 100% charged, Nick, thanks to that credit score. And Makiii getting the kill again. Doesn't matter if you take him down once, he's coming back for you.
Gotta use up all those ultimates, finding value, but Makii's answering back. Waters is answering back. 2 kills for Cybe8's Accursed Arm. This is going to be enough. Just one lone man. Waters is behind him. This is looking bad. Heroic leap damage just going to circumvent Reversal completely, taking down the Godslayer. 96%. It is all but done now. Sorsa trying to get in, or edigard trying to get in there on the Evie there at the last second. But only 710 credits for the Winter Witch in that game.
Makiii almost went the entire game without dying. That was how impressive his performance was. 82,000 by and large, beyond the damage numbers by anybody else, but just the one death. His positioning was absolutely perfect. He was so calm, cool, and collected in his ability to use those fire spits, know when to ultimate, know when not to ultimate. The way he built was wonderful to counter not only edigard, but the Bomb King and the Fernando to make them ineffective. And the Accursed Arm was mitigated by that triple blast shields as well. So that went down to 700 a blast. So that wasn't able to really help him out as well. So it was just such a good game by Makiii. Big MVP there.
Most definitely there. So MoosePorts going to be moving on to the semifinals. Take another look at the bracket. Like we mentioned, this is not the only match we will see out of the quarterfinals. We are going to watch Team Viral versus a team has no name. Up next, top half of the bracket, though, Burrito was able to find the Swift 2-0 over WSD District 69, following suit, taking a 2-0 over Breakpoint.
So that's going to conclude this first game. We'll be right back in just a bit. But remember, enter that giveaway with exclamation point giveaway in Twitch, and to copy that link from your YouTube description box into your browser to make sure to enter into those and win some 800 crystals. And in the meanwhile, make sure you link your accounts, your Hi-Rez account, your Twitch account, make them one, unify them. And as you do that, give us a couple of seconds and we'll bring you game 2 right after this.